Morning guys, so it is 10 past 8 on a Saturday morning. I'm literally going to head off for a 9 o'clock interview for a position that I applied for about 3 weeks ago now. I didn't think I was going to get any comeback from this one due to the time it took for them to reply. However, they have replied via email, which is a bit strange. So because they basically applied via email, they have offered me a interview slot of 40 minutes for 9 o'clock this morning. They did say it'd be a little bit different, and I don't know what they mean by that. They did say something about they're experimenting with group interviews. So it sounds to me like there's going to be several of us there, all for a 9 o'clock interview for, I'm guessing, what could only be a group interview. So that could be weird. I don't know if it's going to be anything other than just well, it can't be a proper formal interview. It's a group interview. So I'm guessing they're just going to get some boxes ticked and ideas of who they like or what people are like, and then probably narrow it down that way. I could be wrong. So yeah, Saturday morning. Didn't really want to be up this hill on a Saturday and out, but I'm trying to be respectful of where I currently work. So there's a lot of people where I currently work that I really do like, and to be fair, if I didn't like the people I work with, and also because I've worked there for a long time, I probably wouldn't have a care in the world, but I do. So I'm trying to be respectful and not let it interfere with my day-to-day works. And by I mean day-to-day works, what I don't want to do is get an interview at 11 o'clock in the morning on a Monday, which was my options, and I found it a bit strange. If I was to do that, I wouldn't want someone doing it to me if I was in charge of a group of people. So yeah, where I currently work, all good people, and certainly been good to me over the years. So the least I can do in return is to do the same. Many of you out there might be thinking, no, who cares, it's a new world, it's a new job, you've got to get on with it. I agree in one sense, but at the same time, it's the place of work where I'm currently at that has given me what I've got, so I have to respect that, and I don't want to go taking interviews at silly o'clock all the time, on a Monday to Friday. So I've had, I think this will be my 8th interview now, and all my 8 interviews have been outside my working hours in my own time, so that's through my choice. I mean, I even done one at 7 o'clock in the evening. I know it sounds bizarre, but you're probably now thinking, who the hell does an interview at 7 o'clock in the evening? Well, it was a choice that I gave a company that rang me 2 or 3 times once I'd sent in my CV, and I said, look, the only time I can do is of an evening, and the time I suggested, which was 5:30, they couldn't do because they had some form of something going on or whatever it was within their work industry. So he said to me, come by at 7 o'clock. So I did, and we sat there for an hour and a quarter. We had a chat, had a cup of coffee, and who would have thought I'd spend an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 of my time in an evening that should be spent at home with my family was spent with someone I didn't know who I was trying to convince to take me on. However, he has offered me a position, which we've been through in the last episodes with the job, I think it was the 4 job offers I've received so far. Still in the same position. However, now I have changed my tactics, and what I mean by that is so I'm guessing by now we've all received a letter from the government begging us, if we used to be in the industry or are in the industry, to stay in the industry or come back to the industry. I, like many thousands of you people, if you're watching this, was exactly the same. So I've decided to do something about it and respond, and tell the government, it's not about bringing overseas drivers and giving them a 3-month visa. It's about sorting our DVLA out, getting all them licenses processed through the system, and you'll probably find that you would cure a big part, not all of it, but a big part of what's going on in this industry right now in this country. So I've told them on a letter. I might even read the letter out to you later on. We'll see. I might even put it on a social site, like a Facebook or Instagram. Feel free to follow me on any of these, by the way. I have Facebook at Leeds Trucking, Instagram at Leeds Trucking, and there's one other, Twitter at Leeds Trucking. feel free, jog on, have a look. Not jog on. Feel free, log on, jog on. Feel free, log on and have a look, and you can check it out from there and see what it's all about. And my letter I'll probably post my letter on one of them over the next coming days or coming hours or whatever. But it'll be on there soon. However, if I decide to not put it on there and you've seen this and you want to find it, feel free to give me a message and I'll put it on for anyone who wants to read it. It's my response to the to the transport office in regard to that letter. So hopefully you can all all read it and have your own version and have your own say on it. Right, so I think I'm going to get going now. I've spent enough time here talking, and I'm going to go and get on with my interview, and I will keep you updated and let you know later how I got on. So I'll catch you soon. Back from my interview, back home. Done half a day's work. Here we are. Right, update time with interview. So as you know, I've done a small video at the beginning of this video in my car, just explaining that I'm going to attend an interview and it was going to be a bit different. Let me tell you what different is. So, strange one. I'm not trying to big myself up during this. I'm telling you exactly what happened. So, I'm not about bigging myself up. I'm just about telling people the truth and seeing what people think of you. That's all you can do on an interview. So I've gone into the interview, I've rolled up. Don't want to knock the mic. I've rolled up, and basically the long and short of this was, it was a group meeting of 4 people. 2 people who I believe shouldn't have been there in the first place. Certainly wasn't dressed for the occasion. Not that you should judge, but when you can see someone's butt cheek hanging out of their joggers with holes in and look like their top had been shot by someone with a Tommy gun hanging on the washing line, shouldn't really be at the interview. Anyway, that was my opinion, and I'm sure the gentleman had his reasons. So we've gone through a long process, 2 people interviewing 4 of us in a group, sort of asking opinions on what they think is safe to do, safe driving, vehicle checks, your working hours, asking you sort of CPC questions, if you want to call it that. Which I thought was a bit wrong and a bit unfair, because you do your CPC, you pay for it, you don't really want to be quizzed on it afterwards. If you were to be quizzed on it afterwards, you should just do a test and bring it to an interview and say, there's my test papers, don't ask me any questions about it. You've proved that you can do it. But this scenario was a bit different. So, they then said to us at the end of the sort of 50-minute interview, I think it was, right, who wants to go down to the warehouse stroke operation room? Yep, my hand went up, absolutely. Only 2 of us put our hands up. The other 2 that didn't were then said, right, okay, your interview will be terminated here. We'll be in touch. So 5 minutes later, the guy giving the interview and the girl came back upstairs, and they said, right, just so you know, they shan't be attending, they shan't be coming into warehouse, they also won't be offered a role working at this company. Reasons being the lack of interest shown in the wanting or needing of understanding the role. And to understand the role, they believe you need to walk around the warehouse, walk around the factory, walk around the job that they're trying to show you. And they actually took it as the 2 gentlemen that wanted to get out of there it was rude that they didn't want to continue with the interview, so to speak. Now, to me, it seems like it come across as a bit of a test. Who wants to go home and not bother, and who wants to come and walk round? It's entirely up to you. I would never say no, interested or not, because if you're not saying no, if you're not saying yes, then you're showing a lack of interest and a lack of, in my opinion, disrespect to the people that have spent their time setting up an interview, and for you to attend, for you to just say, yeah, I don't want to do that bit, but I'll take the job though if it's still going. I think it's wrong. So rightly so, them 2 gentlemen, to my understanding, won't be called back. However, me and the remaining other gentleman that was there, we had a fantastic time. It opened my eyes so much to what goes on in this country in certain aspects. I can't say too much because I don't want to give the name away of the company, and I think it'd be wrong of me to do so. So knowing that, I won't give any information away about the running of the company. All I can say is that they are a very big worldwide established company, and what I saw I really liked. However, their reputation doesn't suit everybody with how they operate. So gone, had a walk around the warehouse. I've asked 101 questions because I'm curious, guys. If I need to know an answer for a question that I want to know, you've got to ask the question, no matter how silly it is, how relevant to what they're showing you is. If you think you've got a question to ask, I think you should ask it. So I asked so many questions. Halfway through, so there was a gentleman and a young lady that was walking us around. She started laughing, and I said, "Why are you laughing?" He said, "I love the fact you're asking so many questions. No one's asked questions like this before. We're not used to this." I'm like, "You're being serious?" And he's like, "Yeah, we have walked maybe 80 people around this warehouse over the last 3 months. Not one person has asked questions like you have, Lee." And I felt really embarrassed. I felt so embarrassed, but I just said, "Look, I need to know what I need to know, and if you don't ask, you can't make a full decision on whether you want a job there or not." So they loved it. They then took us around the warehouse. They took us around outside. They showed us inside their well-equipped vehicles that are well-equipped with the cameras, the sensors. There's a lot of stuff on the vehicles. As I say, I won't go into detail because I don't want to give anything away of who it is for security reasons. But it was fun to see how the operation runs, and it's opened my eyes 100% as to the way it is. So we've gone back upstairs, we've finished, we've done the walk round, and rather than just dismiss both of us, they dismiss us one at a time. So I'm left in the room on my own. This other gentleman, he's been taken downstairs. I look out the window, I see him going. They've like, "See you later, bye," waved him. They've then both come back up to me and they said, "Congratulations, Lee, I'd like to offer you a position." And I was gobsmacked, and I said, "Oh, brilliant, I need to think about it, but brilliant." And they said, "Well, you're the only one out of the 4 that we've offered the job." And I felt really sorry for the gentleman that stuck around with me, because he did have a little issue with him. I won't go into it because it's how he was born. And I was a little concerned that maybe they've not offered him the role for that reason. So I asked the question, and I said, "Okay, if the gentleman that was there with us done exactly the same as what I did, obviously I don't know what he's wrote for the first 20 pages of some test thing we were given. I don't know what he's ticked or whatever." And they said that's what it was. He's a new driver. We don't necessarily always take new drivers for obvious reasons with insurances. However, he got 72% wrong in his test that we give him. We all done a test. And he got 72% wrong, so he only got 28% right, and they said we couldn't employ him on that basis. They knew that before they walked him around the warehouse. But they said the reason why they gave him the tour of how it all operates is they're going to invite him back, and they're going to see if he needs any assistance in reading. It did look like he would need assistance. He's obviously passed his theory, he's obviously passed his practical, he's obviously capable, but on this occasion, nerves may have got the better of him. I don't know his full situation, I don't know his scenario, but if you're watching this, I'm rooting for you, and I hope you can make a return back to where we were, and you can be successful and start. And who knows, I may see you there when I start, and I will be starting after you. We don't know, but good luck if you're watching this. Anyway, so yeah, they came and said to me, "We'd like to offer you a position, blah 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 blah," on the basis of we can see your license when it comes through online. As soon as it's through online, because it's a paper license, which is why it's taken so long. As soon as we see it, give us a reference number, we'll check it online, order your tachograph the same day, and we'll start you and we'll let you drive without a tachograph. However, if you have a tachograph and it doesn't arrive after 15 nights, or 15, yeah, there you go, nights, 15 shifts, should we say, we will pull you off that and we'll throw you on the van until your license comes, but we'll keep you on your rate. Would you be happy with that? And I said, yes, 100%. So,
they didn't have the availability for me to start straight away, which is the issue as well. So I was thinking, well, okay, if you're going to do that then, can you not do it now? And the simple reason is they can't, because I have to be careful how I say it. I can't. They lease a certain amount of vehicles around a certain time of the year because it gets busy. Anyone know what that time of year could be? Christmas. So until end of October, beginning of November, they don't get their vehicles in until then. So it's rather the last week of October, first week of November. He said, if we are still in this same predicament, come then, they can have me into work early and we can start off on the vans. But I then said to him, I don't wish to do multi-drop. I'm not a multi-drop person. I'm not someone that can be given, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 drops a day in a van when I'm a lorry driver and I'm due to do trunking. There's a phone ringing and I don't know if that's mine. It's not mine. It's not mine. So, that's the predicament we're at. I have been offered a job. I have been offered the opportunity to go early if my licence hasn't turned up, which is great. Just not happy about doing all them drops. So they did sort of say, well, hang on a minute. We have 2 vehicles, or we will have 2 vehicles that will do shuttle runs of 4 drops or 4 pickups. So, for example, I'm not saying what they told me, I'm just saying, for example, so I live in Berkshire. Let's say they say to me, right, your first pickup will be a cage out of Swindon. And then from Swindon you shoot over to Bristol. Bristol you go back to Gloucester. Gloucester into Reading. Reading back to depot. Done. Yeah, up for that. So that's where we're at with that. That's what they said they would do, which is amazing. I'm not trying to be bad and say I'm not doing 60, 70, 80, 90 parcels or whatever it is. I just can't physically, mentally will not be able to or want to do it. My heart won't be in it. So that's the issue I would have. The other issue I have is I walked away from that today thinking, that's the job for me. That's the job. Then I decided to relax, had my dinner, thinking about it, and then it sort of dawned on me that I really wanted to do the other job as well. What's so special about this one that's knocked that one out of the ballpark? And I can't put a finger on it, but there's something about it. Is it the security? I don't know. Is it the pay? Definitely not the pay, because the pay is very competitive with each other. Bonuses and things like that, I suppose. But I don't know what it is. I think it is mainly the size of the company. There's a slim chance of them going bust. The other company have been operating since 1970, I think it was 72 or 73, something like that. Never had an issue, sailed through COVID. And you think if a company are with a fleet of, I think it was 13 vehicles, can survive that, they can survive anything. However, my last job as a HGV driver, I worked for a company with a fleet of 17 vehicles, and they went bust. And it's just a concern. The work side of it with the 11 vehicles is you get given your own lorry, you're the only one to drive it, you go all over UK, all over Europe, all over Ireland, Scotland, usual UK, Ireland, and Europe. The truck is yours. When you don't work, the truck doesn't work. They don't do agency drivers, none of that. So it is your truck. Every 3 years you get a brand new truck. They've already said to me, they've shown me, I've sat in the truck that would be mine. And they said in March you would get a brand new one. And you get a choice of an option of 2 vehicles. And the driver chooses the vehicle they want out of the 2 options. Now that doesn't mean you're going to get a top of the range lorry. But what it does mean is they're giving you an option of A or B. And you go, you have a look and you choose it. And I like that because you're getting an option. You're getting a say in what's going to be your home Monday to Friday. It's not 100% tramping. It's max 2 nights a week, maybe 3 on a rare occasion, I was told. Other than that, it's 2 nights a week, and you'll be home more than you'll be working away. But there are some rare occasions where they say, look, you know, I need you to go to Glasgow in the morning. You're not away, of course you're away for 2 nights. So that's it. Financially, there's very little between the 2 jobs. One's a job that I really, really love. One is a job that I've never tried before, but could potentially fall in love with it. And I'm home every day for my home life. So I just need to weigh up the pros and cons of both jobs and probably make a decision, which I will be in touch with and let you all know pretty soon. Just a few things I need to add before we leave. So that letter on episode 3, we all know the letter I'm talking about, the cheap one that the government sent, which I have in my hand. Let me cover up my address. That there, we all know about that letter, yeah? Well, I, my friends, fucking wrote them a letter back, explaining my fury, my problems, my issues, which I'm pretty certain is like most of yours out there. As you all know, my licence with DVLA, they're only on the 23rd of July. I've got to wait till September the 1st before they get. That's the date they received mine. Sorry, that's the date I sent it. First class, so would have got it the day after, 2nd of Sep. And I've just said to the government on that letter that, you know, bringing people from overseas isn't the answer for 3 months on our tax money that we're paying, because that's how it's going to be paid. Use our tax money to get the DVA rolling and get them applications through. And I'm pretty much certain if you can get them apps through from DVLA so people can apply for their tacos, get their licenses sorted, you've probably got 10, 20,000 people waiting like me to start work and probably got work but can't drive the relevant vehicle for their license because DVLA have gone on strike. If that's the case, why the fuck are we allowed to drive cars still if we can't drive a lorry? Right, I'm not going to go any further. We've done that in episode 3. That is it. So I will update you in the coming weeks with any more news. I have applied for 2 more jobs, by the way, but probably not going to be anything major. So we won't go there just yet unless something comes of it and I have any more interviews. So as I say, probably nothing for another couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe with a license update, just a quick video. But other than that, I am sampling some video and, well, sampling how to make the videos in my car. So I might do something on that in a week's time or so. I'm trying to set up my car the way I'd set up my truck and just get used to it so that when I jump into a truck, I've got the equipment ready and the sound is okay. You can hear me, you can see me quite clearly. Hear me clearly more than anything. So I might do a sample video in a week's time of, I don't know, sample video we might even call it, just to see what the quality's like driving in the car, because that's the quality it's going to be when I'm in a truck. Right, so that is me done. I'm going to stop banging on, and if you're still watching, I appreciate it. If you've fallen asleep, wake up! There we go. You're awake now. Enjoy what I just said? Right. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm going to make many more. If you've not seen anything, just go back to the beginning and check. I'll be forever grateful. Please, comments. I need your comments. We need discussions. Bring on the discussions. Bring on your comments. Fire anything at me. I'll do my best to answer. Or maybe you could actually help me out. Who knows? So as I say, subscribe, comments. Please like the videos, and I will look to catch you on the other side. See you in a few weeks, guys. Till then, mate. See you soon. Laters.